Hi, I am Martijn, your guide in Buenos Aires.
I'm 5 days in the capital of Argentina to show you the best things to do and see. From colorful streets, the best museums, the resting place of Eva Perón, to everything in between.
If this Buenos Aires travel guide has given you new travel tips, or maybe you just like it, please give a thumbs up or leave a comment under the video. That's the way you can help so other people can discover the video as well. And I get to create new travel guides for you in the future. Buenos Aires is served by two airports, Ezeiza and Aeroparque. Ezeiza is located 22 kilometers outside the city center and Aeroparque is inside the city. To travel from Ezeiza to the city, you can use a bus service. The journey takes around 45 to 60 minutes and the ticket will set you back around €2. And another way to travel is by taxi. What I saw, the price is around 25 to 30 euros. And my advice is to buy a ticket at an official authorized taxi stand, which is located in the arrivals hall. Let's start the Buenos Aires travel guide with one of the most famous neighborhoods, La Boca. In English, the mouth, and that's because of the location at the mouth of the river. Constructed by immigrants from Italy a long time ago, and today it's a tourist hotspot with local artists, street art and food.
The most famous and most photographed street is El Caminito. There are different stories about why the houses are so colorful. One story suggests that the houses were built from leftover materials. People painting them in different colors to hide the poverty in this area. La Boca is also home to the Boca Juniors football club, one of the most popular and successful teams in Argentina, with their iconic stadium La Bombonera. The matches of the Boca Juniors are a big deal in Buenos Aires.
In a moment you will know one of the best museums in town, but first an important square, Plaza de Mayo. It played an important role in the political and social life of the country. And a notable landmark is Casa Rosada, and that's the presidential palace. A long time ago, Eva Perón, also known as Evita, stood on the balcony of Casa Rosada. Because he stood up for the working class in the country, she became the most famous first lady ever. The sad thing is that she passed away at the age of 33 because of cancer. She is buried in the most famous cemetery in the city in the neighborhood Recoleta. You can visit this labyrinth of graves.
This resting place, one of the most famous in the world, is a significant cultural and historical landmark, showcasing impressive architecture and reflecting Argentina's rich heritage. Established in 1822, it's the final resting place of many notable figures, including presidents, military heroes and writers. Eva Perón's tomb is the most visited in whole Argentina, and many people come every year to show their respect.
In the past you can visit the cemetery for free, but nowadays you have to pay an entrance fee. In a moment you know more about one of the hippest districts in town and an antique market. But first, the Malba Museum.
Also known as the Latin America Art Museum of Buenos Aires. It is a prominent art museum dedicated to exhibiting Latin America art from the early 20th century to the present day. Made by artists like Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo and Antonio Berni.
When you like antiques, then you certainly have to visit the San Telmo neighborhood with the San Telmo Market. This is a national monument and this building opened in the late 18th to offer the needs from immigrants from Europe. Nowadays it offers food, antiques, music and everything in between. The market is open every day, but some stalls only open on the weekends. Every Sunday you can indulge yourself with more antiques and other stuff with this local market. It opened in 1970 with 270 stalls and nowadays it attracts more than 12,000 visitors a week. In a moment I will show you one of the widest streets in the whole world, but first the Palermo neighborhood. It's one of the hippest districts in town and the most famous parts are Hollywood and Soho.
Palermo Hollywood got its name in the late 1990s because many film and TV companies moved there. The area blends old warehouses and low-rise buildings with cafes, modern bars and boutique hotels. Palermo Soho in the southeast got its name because of its creative and artistic feel, similar to the Soho area in New York. This is really the bohemian heart of Buenos Aires, where independent designers and artists set the tone. On the weekends, Plaza Serrano, the main square here, becomes the center of activity, hosting pop-up markets and local fashion stalls.
If you're looking for some greenery, my advice is to go to the Japanese garden with almost 2 hectares of Japanese-inspired nature.
This is also the place for cultural events and activities. It was built in 1967 on the occasion of the visit of the Japanese emperor and his wife. And it is the largest Japanese-style garden outside Japan.
Surrounded by the garden, you will find the neighborhoods Palermo and Recoleta, and the last one is the most expensive in town. Well known for the luxury hotels, upscale restaurants and boutiques. And a must-visit is Plaza Francia.
It's known for its green spaces, tall trees and great views. It's a perfect place to relax, enjoy the outdoors and experience local culture.
In a moment I will show you one of the most beautiful bookstores in the world, but first Plaza de la República. It's a main square in the city center, and over here you'll find also the Obelisco. It's a monumental that stands for the city's history and cultural identity.
Built in 1936, it marks the spot where the Argentina flag was first raised in the city. Today it's a popular meeting point and a symbol of the city.
And behind me is Avenida 9 de Julio, and with a wide of 140 meters, it's one of the widest avenues in the whole world. And from this busy place we go to a more quiet one, El Ateneo Gran Splendid, and that's a bookstore in a former theater. The Guardian placed it as the second most beautiful bookstore in the world. This venue opened in 1919, and in 2000 it was converted into a bookstore.
In a moment you know more about this building, which is one of the most popular attractions in the city, and the renovated Old Port. But first, the Museum of Fine Arts, also known as the Museo Nacional de Bellas Artes. The museum houses a lot of old and new art from Argentina and Europe, for example. You can see paintings by famous artists like Frida Kahlo and Rembrandt van Rijn.
And then one of the most famous attractions in the city, and that's Teatro Colón. It is considered as one of the most beautiful opera houses in the whole world. Famous for its beautiful acoustics and architecture. You can book guided tours and you can use the link in the text under the video. The old port of the city is transformed into a new and upscale neighborhood, Puerto Madero, with skyscrapers and this beautiful bridge, Puente de la Mujer. The bridge was designed by Santiago Calatrava, and maybe you know him from the Turning Torso, the skyscraper in Malmö, Sweden. The old brick buildings have been transformed into chic restaurants, and you also see the old cranes. It's a perfect place to stroll around, also by night.
One of the most important religious buildings in the city is the Cathedral Metropolitana de Buenos Aires. It is famous for its stunning architecture and historical significance. The construction began in the 16th century, but it underwent several renovations and expansions over the years. It is also the final resting place of General José de San Martín, a national hero who played an important role in the country's independence.
When you think of Argentina, you think of tango, the famous and passionful dance. You can visit a lot of shows over here, and when you're lucky, you can also see it on the streets. What is the best time for a visit? I think the period between November and May. And keep in mind that the summer periods can be very hot, and that are the months December, January and February. If you want to avoid the major crowds, my advice is to visit Buenos Aires in the winter period, and that's between June and August. Please give a thumbs up, thank you so much, when you like this Buenos Aires travel guide. And if you don't want to miss new episodes, just subscribe on my channel. It's totally free and it enriches your view on the whole world. Tot ziens, ciao, hasta luego.